Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for watching. My name is Mark and this is my Daddy Diary, episode 24. For those of you that have already been following, you'll already know that the past week was a pretty big one for us because we had our parental order hearing. Now, just to quickly go back for those who are new, obviously we had Sophie through surrogacy, and in the UK, when a baby is born through surrogacy, the names on the birth certificate are that of the birth mother and her husband, if there is one present. And so that's a legal requirement. They go onto the birth certificate. Then when the baby is at 6 weeks old, you can then apply to the courts for what is called a parental order. And what that does is take off those original names off of the birth certificate and puts on parent 1 and parent 2, or the new parents. That applies to all surrogacy, so traditional surrogacy such as we went through, which is where the surrogate will use one of her own eggs, and it's exactly the same for gestational surrogacy, which is when the surrogate does not use one of her own eggs. So even in a gestational surrogacy situation, when the surrogate isn't using her own eggs, it's not her husband's sperm, it's actually got genetically nothing to do with her. Even in that instance, when the baby is born, the surrogate's name goes on the birth certificate. Hopefully that will clear that up. So basically, we attended court last week to go and have our parental order hearing. Obviously I did vlog throughout the day of our experience, which I'll pop a link down below so you can go and watch that and get a bit more of an overview. It was a very, very odd experience because I think I was expecting to go in and to hear some kind of formal hearing of some description, or there to be a bit of paper that we had to sign or that we'd be given, and it really wasn't. We went in and the judge, who was a lovely, lovely lady, basically said, you are expecting to come and possibly have a hearing, but this is more of a celebration because I've already read through your notes and I'm really, really pleased to tell you that I will be awarding you your parental order. And that was within sort of 20 seconds of us all sat down. So it wasn't what I was expecting, and obviously it just became really a chat about Sophie. She clearly had read all the notes because she referenced things that I'd spoken to the CAFCAS officer about, like going on holiday and about us being Disney fans and that her having a lot of Disney stuff around the home. So, you know, it was kind of, I don't know, I'd built myself up expecting a certain thing, and that certain thing didn't happen. So while I was really, really happy that it was done, I wasn't entirely sure how to feel. And we just carried on with the rest of the day, and obviously we went round the shops, and we went to Lush, and we went to the Disney store, and we went and had lunch, and we went and had drinks, and we celebrated. But I still wasn't sure how I was feeling. It wasn't until I got home into our comfortable surroundings did it really hit me, I guess. And then I was just really, really emotional about it. We'd invited a few friends to come round and just have, you know, it was midweek, but we just had a couple of friends round just to celebrate, to say, you know, that bit's all done, because legally now we are recognised as Sophie's parents, 100%. So that whole side of it is all done, and now we can just kind of get on with being the parents. So we just wanted to celebrate that a little bit. But yeah, I got very, very emotional. By the end of the night, and I'd only had like 2 glasses of Prosecco, I was really, really emotional. And I think it all finally settled, and the enormity of it all, I think, maybe caught up with me a little bit. And I just looked at her and I couldn't help get really emotional. Hey, and I'm going again. Because she is now officially she always was ours from the very, very moment I picked her up. She was ours. But going through the courts and having that all recognised, and I don't know, it just makes me feel emotional because it's all done, and she is legally ours, and we got a very, very happy future ahead of us. Hey? I've just about managed to keep it together without completely sobbing on camera. So yeah, that was the real big news of the week. And like I say, you can go and check out that video. I pop a link in down below. It was a lot of fun that day, and hopefully it comes across in the video. The only other thing that I really wanted to mention this week that we're sort of dealing with, obviously Sophie is still teething, she's still dribbling a lot. She's also been really fussy around bottles of milk over the last week. Now, ordinarily she'll have all of her feeds and she will finish that bottle off really easily. And it's really intermittent, but sometimes she'll just have half of the bottle and go, not interested, and just lose all interest in it. And so I was starting to worry that maybe she wasn't having enough, maybe she's not feeling well. But then, just as I think, right, we need to do something about it, she'll have a full feed and she's happy and she's like she's not crying or any of that. I'm just wondering if it's an age thing. Maybe she's getting to that point because we are getting closer to the point that we're going to be weaning her. But maybe she's just kind of bored of the milk a little bit, which is understandable. You know, she spent almost 6 months on the same milk and she is getting ready to be on something else. So it might just be that. But yeah, I was wondering how many people have experienced that around the sort of 5.5, 6 month mark, whether they start being a bit funny with their milk or just their habits seems to change a little bit. Hers certainly did. We also had a week where her sleep was really affected and she just wasn't sleeping through the night anymore, and she was waking up every hour almost. I mean, she still wakes up once in the night, most nights, but it's normally just for her dummy or just reassurance that we're there, because she literally rolls back over and goes back to sleep again. We've been having a lot of fun. I'm introducing her a little bit more to cartoons on TV and things like that. We've been watching a channel called Cartoonito. I'm watching Curious George, and of course I have had Disney Junior on, and she seems attracted more than anything. I won't say she's watching it, but she certainly seems attracted to Mickey and the Roadster Racers. She seems to really like that one. When that comes on, everything else stops and she's just focused on the TV. So it's probably the colours, I'm guessing. But she seems to really, really like that one, and Vampirina. She seemed to really like that too. She was just attracted to it. There were a few programmes on the Disney Junior where she just switched off and wasn't, you could see she just carried on playing and wasn't paying much attention. But those two particular ones, focused on the TV. And obviously I am monitoring that. I don't want to watch too much TV. And that's going to do it for this week. As always, thank you for stopping by and watching. And if you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I shall see you next week. Bye!